everybody, and welcome back to HSN Episode 2. This time, we're doing something that we don't really get to do that often on HSN. It's talk about golf. So recently, the Ryder Cup happened, and we're, as fans of golf, we wanted to give it its fair representation on the show. So USA performed against Europe, and, well, it went about as we expected it to go. USA kind of got dunked on, was really rough. Did make a comeback at the end, but too little too late. But to highlight more about how the individuals performed, we're going to go by each of us and kind of talk about a golfer. So I'll start with you, Ellie.
Okay, I'm going to talk about how Scottie Scheffler did not perform. #1 golfer in the world, and he just gave us nothing this weekend, and I thought that was really disappointing. So, I don't know. I think he's just I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about the guy who he played against in the singles matches on Sunday, and that is Rory McIlroy. Rory, he had some altercations with the fans, and then he showed his competitive side, competitive aspect, and what we all love to see out of Rory. Performing very well, but at the end of the day, got beat by Scottie Scheffler, but reached the end goal of winning for Team Europe.
My guy was more talking to other players rather than the fans. Bryson DeChambeau, he gave the Americans the only spark, but in the beginning. But Bryson DeChambeau was my guy this weekend.
I mean, look, DeChambeau trying to beat the allegations of being a YouTube golfer, did it at the start, but then kind of, my thing's always been with DeChambeau, when he can really channel that energy, it's great, but sometimes he loses focus. And so the guy I'm highlighting is Tommy Fleetwood, kind of played against him, kind of jawed back and forth, but Tommy locked in. He said, I'm not going to listen to the noise. I'm going to play my golf and do what I need to do to bring home the Ryder Cup for Team Europe. But, here's the thing. As the players were talking about how they performed, but there was a lot of noise from the crowd, too. So let's go. Mike, you kind of had a take that you enjoyed the intensity.
Absolutely. That's what we all love to see as sports fans in general. You love seeing that the players care and that the fans care even more sometimes. The fans, they had some words for, they weren't acting as appropriately as they should have been. We heard stories about drinks thrown at Rory McIlroy's wife, which is obviously not what you want to see. But on the course, we had some altercations between DeChambeau and Fleetwood and a caddy, and then just the overall energy of the whole Ryder Cup. Players showing that emotion after big putts and stuff was really fun to watch.
Speaking of big putts, Ellie?
Justin Rose putt. Let's talk about it, because he walked in his putt. That's pretty tough. That's pretty impressive to watch that.
I mean, I did that the other day, but the putt was from about a foot away, and I acted like I just won the Masters with that putt. I mean, look, the thing is, and we kind of talked a lot about this earlier today, was there's a good level, and I know it reminded you of, USA versus Canada, so kind of talk to me about your perspective on the energy of the crowd.
So the crowd was energetic and great, and what I saw in that was the USA hockey rivalry against the Canadians, but also I kind of saw it coming a little bit with the new movie Happy Gilmore 2, of how crazy the energy was there. I feel like that was a good introduction to what the Ryder Cup was going to be and how crazy the atmosphere was going to be.
You know what? And I like that take. I think it's interesting. I don't think my grandpa would be very happy with the Ryder Cup being compared to Happy Gilmore, because we got to think about the foundations of golf. It's kind of this gentleman's sport. You're kind of relaxing, you need to be calm, and it used to be you're dead silent.
Well, it's changing in America.
And it lands, and it's a little great shot. They call it a golf clap for that reason, guys. It shouldn't be that way, in my opinion. But you know what? I like to see Rory kind of, instead of getting down in the moment and being grumpy and upset about it, obviously feel for him and his family. That's terrible. That shouldn't happen. You should feel safe to go to a golf tournament and watch your family, support your family. But he channeled that energy and really performed and showed why Team Europe deserved the Ryder Cup. I think they probably repeat next year. I think they're ahead of us in the golf world. But you like to see us improve and grow over time. So thank you guys for listening to us talk about golf. We hope to bring it back at a later date. But now we're going to everybody's favorite boys talking about prime time.